Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons Today. It is time for a weekend mailbag video. A lot of you guys asked the questions using the hashtag Falcons in our previous video in the comment section, and there's some really good ones here regarding not only the Falcons for Sunday, but the Falcons for the future in 2022 as well. Let's start with the Falcon future question here, and Will Hunter, he says, one question for mailbag would be, seeing as the Falcons are operating on with the least amount of money this season, due to dead cap space for Julio and Trufant, and Arthur Smith is still keeping us at 500, how good do you think the Falcons can be under this system with some money for actual free agency? I think you're on the right track here. I think Atlanta definitely is going to have a much better team in the 2022 season versus what they have right now, and yet what Arthur Smith has been able to do, we talked a lot about it here in the channel, is nothing short of, to me, very, very impressive. Now, I want to just kind of clear the air here in terms of the Falcons' free agent money in 2022. Now, currently, the cap space projected for the Falcons is up there on your screen right now. They're 24th in the league with $15.7 million expected in free cap space in 2022. Now, that can change. There can be, bonuses created and money moved around and players released and players traded for, and so this, I don't think, will be the final full amount of money the Falcons will have to spend in 2022, but it's a good indicator, right? So we talk about the Falcons having a lot more money next season than they do this season to spend in free agency, but in reality, they still are kind of towards the bottom of the National Football League. Like Arizona is 23rd and almost has double the amount of money, $24.9 million. Buffalo, San Francisco, a lot lower, and so they do have more money next year, but it's not some astronomical number. Like Denver is the team with the most protected cap space next year. It's like $70 million. So there are teams with like a legit ton of money, and then still teams like Atlanta with actual money. They won't be in the red like they were going into this offseason, but not a lot to go around and just, get pass rusher here and, a cornerback here, and we'll throw an offensive lineman here, and we'll get a running back. Like, not as much money as people think. I think the Falcons' improvement really next year will come via the draft. I think the Falcons need to go ahead and hit on their first couple of draft picks in order for them to be more successful in 2022. Still go out and spend money in free agency. I think they should spend all $15.7 million of this to get maybe another cornerback, maybe get a running back, maybe get a wide receiver. Like, they can go out and spend this money for sure, but the improvement must come via the draft. They've got to hit on their first-round draft pick, which needs to be a pass rusher. They've got to be able to have a second-round draft pick who actually plays, unlike Richie Grant this past year. I mean, Richie Grant has been pretty much useless as a second-round draft pick. Now, hopefully going forward, he plays a lot more, but you get my point. The good football teams build through the draft. Unless you're the Rams, who of course have done a lot of their building through free agency and obviously through actual NFL trades. Most good teams go out there, they draft well, and then a couple of years later, they're in a much better position. But I think Atlanta really, the focus must be less on free agency and more on nailing their upcoming draft picks in 2022. Either way, 2022, that offseason is going to be absolutely massive. Like, we knew this offseason was going to be quiet, kind of a transition year, first year underneath Arthur Smith, but whatever happens at the end of this year, they've got to really take that and trampoline it, springboard it into a very successful offseason next year. If you guys agree with that, go down below and answer this question in the pinned comment section. How important is the 2022 offseason for the Falcons? Let's just say on a scale from 1 to 10. Like 10 being it's like the most important offseason in the franchise's history, 1 being like, not that important. Let me know down below right now how important is the 2022 offseason for the Falcons down below in the pinned comment. Next question here comes from Adventures Often, who says, #Falcons, with Fowler coming back and new additions to the D-line, you think we might actually get some steady pass rush? We may even beat Dallas if we can get it going. I like the enthusiasm there. I'm not going to say that the pass rush is going to be leagues better with Fowler in there, but it's definitely going to be better than what it has been the past couple of weeks, because Fowler really was their best pass rusher early on in the season before he got injured. A couple of sacks as well. Like, things are looking up right now for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, that does not mean that they're just going to waltz into Dallas and just roll the Dallas Cowboys, and it's going to be an absolute cupcake. No, it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a very difficult battle, but you mentioned the defensive line getting a little bit better, and even a 1% improvement over what it is right now is still an improvement. And with the Falcons defensive line continually being one of the worst position groups on the entire team, the addition of Dante Fowler hopefully coming back sooner rather than later, as well as, like James Vaughters, who's been playing a lot better now that he's got into the starting lineup. I think that the expectation is it will continue to improve. In terms of the Dallas Cowboy and Falcon matchup, let's just mention that right now. What you saw last Sunday between the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos, maybe you were watching it on Red Zone, or maybe you had it on a different screen, or maybe you were just watching highlights on Monday, is not the true, state of the Dallas Cowboys. Like, that defense got picked apart by Teddy Bridgewater. I don't expect the same thing to happen from Matt Ryan and the Falcons. I think they can move the football on Dallas. I think Dallas is not as good as some people think that they are, especially defensively, but it's not going to be a cupcake, rollover sort of game that you saw the Denver Broncos do against the Dallas Cowboys. Defensively is going to be the real question and the real test for the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday, because Dallas has all sorts of weapons. I mean, not only is Dak Prescott fantastic, even though he had one bad game and a very low completion percentage last week, he can really pick apart defenses when he gets going. Their offensive line is playing well, although they might be without their starting right tackle, yet to be seen. And then, of course, the running game. The two-headed monster of Pollard and Zeke are extremely dangerous, and the Falcons, of course, have had trouble stopping the run in the past. So I expect a shootout. I expect truly an old-fashioned shootout, first one to 30 wins. If the Falcons can find a way to get some stops, though, and keep the football moving, maybe find a running game as well, they can pull off an upset. But we got to also realize quickly here that we weren't expecting to beat Dallas just 3 weeks ago. Like, the only reason why more Falcon fans are hyped right now is because you just beat the Saints, which is fair, but also that the Cowboys looked rough against the Denver Broncos. I think in reality, Dallas is a very good football team, and if the Falcons were to lose, I'm not going to smash the panic button because it's kind of a game that we were expecting the Falcons to lose a little bit earlier on this year, but hopefully they do not. All right, next question here comes in just 1 second. First, quick shout out to our friends here at the channel and all of you guys who have actually been able to subscribe to us over the past couple of weeks. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for helping us get towards very close to 4,000 subs. We're almost there. If you guys really love the Atlanta Falcons and love what we do here on the channel, trying to give you guys, almost daily updates, news and rumors, breakdowns, obviously reactions, and then mailbag videos like this. If you guys enjoy it and appreciate it, go down below and hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. Okay, the main character in the Bible, an interesting question. I think that'd be Jesus, right? He says, #Falcons, any foreseeable free agent signings that could be added soon for potential playoff run? No, I don't see any. I'll be quick on this. I don't see any wide receivers. OBJ, Sean Jackson are signed. I don't see any running backs out there. I think what you see is what you're going to get with the Falcons. They don't have a lot of money to sign anybody anyway, so no possible free agent signings. Before we get into our next question here, quick shout out to our friends at BetUS, chatsports.com/FalconsBet. Promo code Falcons125 is the place you need to go to get that 125% deposit bonus and to be able to start betting on the Falcons or elsewhere. I just literally finished, before I was about to film this video, my 5 bets of the week. I showed you guys those earlier this week, betting on the Falcons, betting on the Eagles, betting on the Browns. A lot of teams that I'm picking this week, but I also threw $10 at my Baylor Bears, who are going to be at home at Fox Noon, big noon kickoff as they take on Oklahoma. So I got 6 bets this week going, hopefully going to be back in the green. If you guys want to join me, it's a lot of fun to do. It gives you more kind of incentive to watch the games on Sunday and Saturday as well. Get in chatsports.com/betfalcons. Promo code is Falcons125. Okay, Dustin Tabor says, Matt Ryan is criminally underrated this year. Not a question, but it's absolutely a correct statement, I think, overall. Like, Matt Ryan, as I said last week, is the reason the Falcons are 4-4. If you would have started Felipe Franks or Justin Fields or any other quarterback right now who is a lesser quarterback than Matt Ryan, the Falcons obviously would be a lot less than 4-4. Like, he is the main reason why they're even close to being in the playoff hunt, the main reason why they have a chance on Sunday to go ahead and upset the Dallas Cowboys. He's not been perfect, but he's been pretty darn close. Like, he's playing at a very, very elite Pro Bowl level right now, and even though the Falcons are getting a lot of love nationally because there are more sexy teams out there, you have the Rams, you have the Cowboys are getting a lot of love right now. Obviously, the Packers have a lot of drama. People need to start recognizing that when you look at the playoff picture, the team sitting there at number 7 who just upset the number 6 seed, the Saints, has a chance to really do some damage if they can actually make it into the postseason. I would not want to play Matt Ryan in January, and other teams I think would have to agree. Who do you guys have on Sunday, though? Let me ask you this. Atlanta or Dallas? Type ATL for the Falcons or type DAL, for the Dallas Cowboys. Give me your thoughts right now on who wins the game down below. Addy Rowe says, what is your outlook on our next 5 games? Is this possibly our hardest stretch of the season? Yes, I think that it is, and we'll throw up the 5 games on the screen. Obviously, Dallas comes here on Sunday. That's a playoff team. The Patriots on Thursday night is going to be tricky, right? I don't think the Patriot offense is anything special, but the defense is playing very, very good football, and it's a Falcon home game. I mean, the Falcons don't play well at home, and it's a Thursday night game, so it's a tricky matchup right there. Jacksonville should be a lot easier. Don't believe the fact that they beat the Bills, that they're going to be something special. Tampa's obviously going to be tough, and now Carolina adding Cam Newton is a little interesting, although I'm not buying that as being like a big, life-changing move here, but it's a tough stretch, and I think you got to hope to win 3 of the next 5. I think you could lose to Dallas and lose to Tampa, and as long as you beat New England, Jacksonville, and Carolina, then obviously you're trending in the right direction. But I'd love to see them get one of the Buck or Cowboy game. I think that'd be fantastic for Falcon fans just to see this team beat a for sure playoff team, and so we'll see what happens as they get started on Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. One more here. Bobby Gober says, why did the Falcons play better on the road? I think the only home win was in London. Yes, you are correct. The only home win they've had so far is in London. I don't know. I was at that first Falcon game against the Eagles, and I think there's just no real atmosphere. Like, there's no home field advantage. It's more of a spectacle. It's more of like, oh, hey, I have Falcon tickets today. Let's go watch the game. Like, there just isn't any sort of crazy home field advantage. We're not going crazy in the stands when the defense is on the football field or the opposing offense is on the football field. I don't know what's going on. They need to start selling more tickets, but I think if they can win on Sunday against the Cowboys, then maybe that Thursday night matchup will have a little more fans. We've seen the past couple of games so far this year. But yeah, they're much better on the road. Thank goodness that we're playing the Cowboys on the road. All right, I'll end on this. Who do you have? Let me ask you this. Would you go to a Falcon game if you lived in Atlanta? Like, I feel a lot of people don't go to Falcon games that live here in Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta, or maybe you do live in Atlanta, would you go to a Falcon game? Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. All right, ultimately for today on our Atlanta Falcons mailbag video, our final video of the week. We'll have a full breakdown, of course, coming up on Monday following the Cowboy win, hopefully, or loss, either way. Hashtag Falcons in the comments section to be a part of next week's mailbag video, and of course, be subscribed by hitting that red subscribe button down below for plenty more content upcoming next couple of days and weeks. Go Falcons on Sunday, beat the Cowboys. We'll see what happens. For, of course, Atlanta Falcons today, I'm Thomas Mott signing off for the rest of your day.